Days 1 to 5, we start with mining this tree and going down eventually to the mines, where we're looking for some good ore, some great offers from the caves themselves, which eventually, after mining for quite a bit, it was quite boring Days 1 to 5 because I was mining, until we found some nice coal, which there was quite a bit in that chain. Kept on mining until we found this really cool cave system, blocking myself off. Creeper! And it was hiding from those guys because if I died, that would be very bad. We got some nice iron. Finally, after quite a bit of time, we found some great ore of iron just around the place, you know, just chilling about. Then we found some lapis lazuli, which is really good for those levels and enchantments later on. Got this nice little combat one-on-one with this creeper, 1v1ing until he just blew himself up. We found this really nice little mob spawn area, you know, just pretty okay loot around. You got round flesh, redstone, name tag. We just went up, and then it was days 6 to 15, which by then I found this really nice ruined portal with some pretty good loot, and then we found the village, and I call it the village because this will be our home. We killed this very yummy pig. I mean, sorry, it's a cow. I don't know my biology. We got some pretty good stuff in there, iron leggings. I was looking about the village, exploring what could I do to exploit, supply this village, until I found this nice little library, which I will find as my home for now. And that will be my place where I will stay for the rest of the 100 days. So now I've found all my loot and decided to supply my great chests and find some wool, which I used to create myself a bed to sleep in so to get by the days quite quick. I then went over the Minecraft storybook, where I was able to find some great things. Now we're in the farm, you know, finding some good loot, which will eventually get me some good food supplies that was very needed. Mine some trees so I could make my own farm, which took about quite a bit of time, but by then we got there. We got some very good things, planting some potatoes because we love ourselves some potatoes. Very good sunset until the next day, where we found some very good iron, obviously, and I smelted it. We created some iron gear, and I made myself a shield, and that is my drip, as they call it these days. And we decided to make another farm with more luxurious goods like wheat. And obviously I needed to supply it with water, unless it would just die, which was not what we wanted. I then decided to, you know, make my cave spot kind of marked so I could see it in case I ever get lost. I went back, very good iron ore, and I went back to the other cave system where I was able to find myself some pretty decent areas, just looking around there, here and there, until I found the lapis lazuli, very good for the levels. We found some diamonds, very peak, and just broke my own torch there. But we found some really good diamonds, and eventually we were just looking about the mines until I found this railway system, or like this. I don't know what you call it anymore. You know, that's how you know it's been a while, but we found this mine. That's what it's called. It's a mine shaft. And then I found some even more greater loot, like more diamonds, which are very good for, obviously, gearing up, mostly for the Nether, which the Minecraft movie plotline is based on. Fending off the village. Finding more diamonds. I'm completely stoked and rich. The stonks of diamonds have been decreasing ever since I've been picking them all up. I'm the Monopoly Man of diamonds. Indeed, I am Steve, according to the Minecraft movie. We got some more diamonds just chilling by this lava pool, and I thought that there'd probably be another one because they're usually in pairs of chains. And eventually, after a bit of mining, we found a second pair, which was pretty good, and it was next to the lava, so I had to be careful to lose any. Back to the farm after a few days, days 16 to 25. This has been a lot of industrialization of our goods and making sure we're cooking pretty much. I decided to commit, and I have decided to make some golden gear. I'm sorry, diamond gear. I mean, gold is good in real life. In terms of Minecraft, it's bad. Flexing my gear right there. I decided to build a wall. I did a bit of a Trump thing. You know, I did a little bit of the orange guy thing. I did a little bit of the conservative thing, and I decided to build a wall to protect myself from the illegal zombies and skeletons. If anyone knows that reference, pretty cool. We decided to place some torches around here and there, trying to make this place more safe, prevent mob spawns in. and I decided to kill this wandering trader because I wanted his lead so I could get some mobs by my sides in case of my future farm. Here I made a little nice entrance in and out. It was pretty sick, which linked up to the other part, which is the mine. I then tried to do some reproduction with some mobs. Eventually I made this massive farm life, which I decided for some reason between days 26 and 35 to become a little communist. Let's just say I was very focused on agricultural and collectivization of our goods. You know, I was very good, I was very efficient. I decided to go out and become more efficient by getting some sugar canes, which I'd be able to use to make my communist dystopia with the printing press. And we found some more sugar canes during that time until we found a very nice rainy day. This RTX looking real peak. Yeah, and now we're decided to make a sugar cane sort of farm machine, which costed with a few hoppers and barrels and, you know, a bit of mining and digging. Eventually we got very cool little piston contraption here, some redstone, and so lo and behold, after a lot of skeletons I've killed to grind, I decided to get myself my sugarcane farm creation cooking, and you can see a lot of sugarcane, which I used to make a book, and decided to make the book and quill, where I obviously made my communist manifesto that people had to follow. Obviously it's called the Manifesto, and it's obviously made by Steve himself, and I decided to display it on the village bell, and ever since then I've became a dictator. I know this isn't in the Minecraft plot, but if you want a great farm, you need to make sure you can collectivize your goods with the villagers. I then decided to spread my communism with the Comintern, and decided to even turn the church communist, even though churches under Marxist ideology aren't really meant to be a thing. I decided we're gonna be a liberal communist here. I then called my house the council for some reason. It was very peak, where all the discussions was really just me there talking to myself, what should I do to make this great nation greater? Days 36 to 60, I just continued making my communist dystopia. Decided to work on this, like, working building, you know, this council building, until I just decided to make it my loot area. Here I was just building, like a great communist I am, just producing even in the night when mobs were coming at me. The spider knocked me off, which not only got me into a bit of danger there with a creeper inside, but it was great until another oopsie daisies by me, where I just dropped next to the creeper. It was absolute cinema. With my great shovel spearing skills, I fixed it. Yeah, this is my storage slash council area, where I just put all my loot and organize it to make sure it's kind of nice. I used a crafting table style. Second floor, I didn't know what to put, so I just kind of left it. I then decided to make myself an enchantment table to make my goods more greater. You can really tell that in a virtual game like Minecraft, communism ain't too bad after all. I decided to enchant my sword with sharpness 1, and my other goods with whatever enchantments were there. I decided to then make the battle axe, because that's in a Minecraft movie supposedly, so I decided to craft it. Sadly, I could not enchant it for some godly reason, and tested on some villagers and flexed my swag on them. I decided to recreate the chicken cooking machine from the Minecraft movie trailer, and it was pretty efficient. It got me some pretty good amount of chicken coming back from the mines here. I look back and there was a lot of chickens in there after a bit of breeding, just jumping around, and it looked like the machine was starting to work. Nothing was really produced yet, but we were getting there, so we'll see how that goes. Got a nice diamond spear, which is also from the movie, and it took a bit of time to get off the wall, but after a bit of moments of just trying to get it, it eventually came into my disposal, which was very peak. I then decided to destroy the ruined portal to get myself into, obviously, the Nether, which would be very peak of me. And then I went to get more obsidian, where I found a nice diamond, and obviously this was for the Nether, so I could get in, which was very also Sigma, as these alpha kids call them. And as I build my great Nether portal, I define it for my flint and steel and ignite the portal. The Nether, as they call it. And it was very peak. I went inside and it was life-changing, let's just say. As I go in, I am entered in a new realm. between days 61 to 80, I was stuck here, enchanting away, looking around, looking at the mobs, nearly dying a few times here and there. Just my typical behavior. Nearly got blown up by a few gas, but we were good. Found a drummer, which is a new mob, which is pretty cool to look at. Then Malgosha. As I was just trying to look at my farm, this boss just spawned in. It was very easy to kill her, probably because they were just in overworld and couldn't really do anything. But yeah, I was able to get this orb called the Orb of Dominance, or whatever it was called. I never knew what to do with it. I know you could craft like a spear, but I couldn't be, you know, willing to do it. I just was willing to more find some ender pearls and getting into the end game. And I had some very cool Sigma combating with this skeleton. Ooh, we found a little blaze over here. You know, these blazes were a bit obnoxious, like this one who was just hiding for most of the time until I was just waiting for them to come back. And I was double stacked by a few blazes, but was able to get out of the situation very clean without any scratches. As you can tell, that was sarcasm. We found some piglins, decided to trade some of my gold I was able to mine and see what they could offer. While that was happening, I was waiting for some blazes to drop some great blaze rods, but the majority of them didn't drop anything, which is annoying. Those skeletons were also annoying. I don't know why they're here. The blazes were just piercing my shield and my temper every second. This one I spent a few minutes just watching, eyeing up, kind of like the Cold War. You know, we're not doing too much damage, but we are meant to be doing more damage. And I was just waiting for him to come down, but he wasn't doing anything, so I kind of just bridged to him eventually. Until, while I did that, he kind of just stood there and took it and died, and his blaze rod just fell to lava. And as that was happening, I was just waiting for some beautiful piglins to come in with more gold, and I was just waiting for those ender pearls because I needed those. And I got a few in there, but I wanted to get a bit more in case any of my ender pearls do, you know, break or destroy when I release them. So it was great to get some Eye of Pearls, or whatever you want to call them. And these piglins, you know, after the gold, they were kind of angry being stuck in a 2x2. Don't blame them, but I had to kill them anyways, until I found out there was more ender pearls just hanging out down here. So I decided to take some. I didn't even recognize until after the voiceover that there was even a larger stack just chilling down there. I think I did pick it up after I found the ender pearl. Eye of Ender. Just pretty peak. Yeah, I did. Alright, good. Had 2 stacks. I had 32 Eyes of Ender or Ender Pearl. Yeah, Ender Pearls. Eyes of Ender are the other ones. That's what you craft. And then I found this cool spear guy. He also didn't do much. He kind of just died and dropped some armor, but diamond armor, so it wasn't really needed of him. And I was pretty much cooking. Got some nice steak in my hand, and I was chumming away. Turned those blaze rods into blaze powder and got myself some Eye of Enders. That's what they're called. And then I decided to look for it, and I think this one died, which it did. And over a few days, between days 81 and 99, I was searching for this beautiful ender portal until I found this village, which usually these villages do hold a stronghold. So it did give me a strong indication I was probably here, which it was. And it was next to the well, which most of them are. And then I dug straight down, broke rule number 1 of Minecraft. I could have died here and everything could have ended. But I was looking, eating, more looking, and more eating. I find myself submerged into the realms of the stronghold. Found a nice cool library where I was able to find a little chest with some goodies, as many would say. Eye armor trim, which I'll use for a possible later episode or video. And as I find myself, I find the end portal. It was pretty cool. I destroyed the silverfish spawner after them trying to kill me a few times. And as I place each individual eye on the canvas, I submit myself to the game that I am indeed the one and only Steve. Day 100. And I've reached the end, but if you want to see me as Steve reached to the end of the game to kill the Ender Dragon, and you want to see up to day 200, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if you would want to see that, because these episodes do take quite a bit of time, and mostly me being in school, then I don't have much time, so it does take even longer than I would have wanted it to. So if you want to see more of these great quality videos, make sure to like and subscribe like I said a few times, and if not for that, at least subscribe for a cookie.